Good morning, guys, from Liverpool. And yet today, you know what, I wasn't doing much and I thought maybe I could head out for a Guinness. And so rather than do it the conventional way by just nipping down to the pub, I headed up here from Shrewsbury. I took a couple of trains and then I took the airport link bus from South Liverpool railway station all the way down here to Liverpool John Lennon Airport. And what I'm going to do is catch the cheapo Ryanair flight over to Dublin. And when I get to Dublin, I'm just going to head out, have a Guinness, get back to the airport, get on another flight. I'm flying back to Birmingham later on today, so yeah, why not? Because I tell you what, if you're going to go anywhere for a Guinness, it's got to be Ireland, doesn't it? So yeah, let's see how we go. I played the Ryanair lottery last night. I won one, I lost one, so yeah, could have been worse. Come with me to the airport, we'll get on the plane and I'll catch you in a bit. It was extremely quiet at Liverpool John Lennon when I arrived. If you're just travelling with carry-on, head for the side door here, which takes you straight through up the escalator to security. No queues today. I was through in less than a minute, ignoring duty free as usual, and into the departure lounge. Yeah. Well, yeah, as you can see, it is so quiet here today. Literally turned up at security, went straight through the duty free. Do you know, I must have seen about half a dozen other passengers, if that. And it's not surprising really, because when you look at the departure board, and you've got like, well, my flight's at 12:10, and Belfast, Jersey and Sechin, well, they're on their way, gates closed, and they're boarding a final call for Nice at 10:30, and yeah, there's like no other flight between then and 12:10, which is mine, over to Dublin. So yeah, but you know what, I like that. Liverpool, in my opinion, is a great airport to fly from. It's just a shame that there is not more connectivity. But yeah, if you can, I would always recommend it. They're in Liverpool anyway. They're in Birmingham anyway. I stopped by at Starbucks and had a coffee and a sausage back for lunch whilst waiting for my aircraft to arrive. EIEMB, a 14 and a bit year old 737-800 that was flying in from Krakow. And it wasn't long before we were called for boarding, and I headed over to gate 12, which was, in contrast to the rest of the airport it seemed, really quite busy. After boarding pass and ID checks, it was down some stairs onto the ramp and a short walk over to the aircraft where, although I was boarding from the front stairs, I actually ended up right at the back of the cabin. Here's how. Right then guys, so yeah, like I said, I played the Ryanair seat lottery last night and they put me in 6E, which is near the front obviously. But you know what, it's always worth asking, isn't it? Because just as I came on board, I spoke to the flight attendant. I said, are there any empty window seats on today's flight? Because it's a pretty full flight. And they had a look for me, and the guy was like, yeah, the last row 33, it's a completely empty row, so yeah, fill your boots. So it happened. But yeah, like I said, it's always worth asking, isn't it? Of course, it saved me a little bit of money.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, very good afternoon from Atlantic. My name is Thomas Aberters.
A little bit delayed pushing back, we eventually taxied out and over to runway 27, taking off in a westerly direction, turning right over the Irish Sea for Dublin, and a flight time of just under 30 minutes according to the flight deck. Now, apologies for the state of the windows here, but yeah, it's better than the middle seat, isn't it? Enjoy the takeoff and the views as we climb out over the Mersey through broken cloud to blue skies and the North Wales coast.
Cabin crew, thank you, seats for departure.
was quite happy sitting in the back. Nobody had sat next to me, and the child behind me was really well behaved. The cabin crew were quickly out selling their duty-free, scratch cards, food, etc. I didn't partake, but I did enjoy some lovely views of the coastline, and I could just about see Holyhead Port in the distance. And check out my Irish Ferries video from there to Dublin if you want to take a slower and more sedate trip across the Irish Sea. Now, cruising altitude was just 21,000 feet today, and we didn't maintain that height for very long at all before it was time to start descending into Dublin. The weather was slightly greyer as we approached, but it wasn't too bad really. It wasn't raining, which was the main thing. I landed on runway 28 at exactly 1300 hours. Ryanair played some kind of advert and jingle thing as we taxied to the gate.
Ryanair. Last year, over 90% of our flights arrived on time. We hope you enjoyed yours, and we look forward to welcoming you on board again soon. Ryanair. Low fares, made simple.
After that had finished, we came to a halt, and it was a short wait for the rear stairs to arrive before we could disembark the aircraft. Right guys, yeah, so that is leg one completed, I suppose, because I am off now to find my Guinness. Yeah, decent enough flight, nice views, weren't there? And yeah, the weather's not bad here in Dublin, so yeah, head off into the terminal. I'll catch you in a bit. Now at Dublin Airport, I believe that the low-cost carriers have exclusive use of Pier D, built in 2007 and connected to the arrivals hall in Terminal 1 via a very long sky bridge. Well, you get what you pay for, I guess, which in this case was a very long walk. Right, well, yeah, the airport eventually spat me out at Terminal 1, which is not far from where the air coach goes, wherever you want to go there, whether it's Belfast, Dublin, Cork, you name it. But I'm not going there today because I haven't got time. But I want an authentic Guinness, so I'm not going to have one in the airport. I'm going to head over to a pub that I saw on Google Maps, which I believe is just outside, but yeah, I haven't quite figured that bit out yet. So I'm going to have another look at the map, and come with me, and yeah, hopefully we'll go for a drink. Alright then guys, so yeah, on my way to the pub. It's about a mile away according to Google Maps, and conveniently there is a McDonald's on the way, and it's kind of just down where this traffic island is, and then turn left. So yeah, I might have to avail myself of a McDonald's a little bit later, probably on the way back, but yeah, I have a mission to complete first, so let's carry on walking. Okay, well, Coachman's Inn it's called. It says on the sign there that it's a restaurant. It doesn't look too bad. It says on the building it's a bar and lounge. The door's open. So yeah, all you can do really is go in and try it out. So come on, let's cross the road and see what it's like. Quite a busy road this, but fortunately there was a pedestrian crossing located right opposite the pub. Now the Coachman's Inn has been here long before the airport was built, 1776 according to its website, 164 years before the first commercial flight left what was then known as Collinstown Airport. And it's actually located in Clochrun, which is Gaelic for the stony place. And in those days the inn, known as the Sign of the Turnpike back then, provided refuge from highwaymen for weary travellers making their way along the road. Now the pub has had mixed fortunes since then, and several name changes too. The present name came into being in 1962. I'll link to their website in the description below if you're interested, and yeah, plenty of choice for drinks as you can see here, but I was only interested in one thing today. Now right then guys, so yeah, inside the pub, and yeah, I've met the locals, and I've been up to the bar and ordered the drink, paid my money, and yeah, here it is. So here's to the day. Cheers. And I'll tell you what, yeah, resisted the urge to split the G, as they say. But yeah, it is like just totally different, isn't it? So it's certainly much more creamy. The taste is slightly different as well, but you can't beat it really. If you want a Guinness, then this is the place to come, isn't it? Right then guys, just heading back to the airport now. I've had my Guinness, and yeah, I tell you what, it's not bad value for money, because if I'd have gone into Dublin city centre, it would have cost me a fortune there. But yeah, €5.70, that's not bad, is it really, for a Guinness? So yeah, and I really enjoyed it too. Right, so the plan is go and get something to eat, and then yeah, it'll be time to head for the gate, I think. So yeah, join me on this second return leg, back to Birmingham this time, and I'll catch you in a bit. Back at Dublin Airport Terminal 1, where if you're flying with Aer Lingus, it told you in the wrong place. The security was quite busy, but I was yet again allowed to board a plane, and I made the long walk back along the sky bridge towards the gates. Right guys, so yeah, back at Dublin Airport Terminal 1 and airside, just waiting for the flight now to take me back to Birmingham. Security was a lot busier, wasn't it, than it was at Liverpool earlier on today. Honestly, right, what is your pet hate when you get to an airport or you're travelling through an airport? Mine, right, is these people, you know, when you sort of like, you put your bag and all your stuff on the tray, and then you put it through the scanner, and then you walk through the scanner, and it's like, yeah, on the other side, it comes down the rollers, and these guys, like, they cannot wait to get their stuff, and when they do get their tray, they just stand there, repacking their bags, putting their belt on, putting their shoes on. It's like, pick the tray up, take it over to the repacking area, and do all your messing about over there. And then, like, the worst thing of all, it's just they just like can leave the empty tray there for somebody else to put away. It's just like, honestly. Oh, there you go. That's my pet hate. Let me know yours in the comments below. So yeah, no, it's got about an hour or so to go until the flight, hopefully, anyway, if it's on time. And yeah, so I might just grab something else to eat and just chill out for a bit. My flight back to Birmingham International Airport this afternoon was on EIEKI, another 737-800, but a little bit older than the earlier aircraft, 14 and a half years. And walking to stand 109R? Question mark. I do enjoy boarding by the stairs, by the way, providing, of course, it's not raining. And I'd lucked out again here because, as well as getting my seat randomly allocated the night before, I'd managed to get an emergency exit row 17, and I was in window seat 17A. That's not bad, is it, for a free Ryanair seat? The flight deck advised it would be approximately 40 minutes over to BHX today, cruising at 25,000 feet. Enjoy another takeoff with me, and I'll see you again when we're somewhere over the Irish Sea. Okay, so yeah, a nice, smooth, no issues Ryanair flight, and just like the first one really. And you know what, I have absolutely no issues flying with Ryanair. You get what you pay for, don't you really? And the biggest fuss for me is navigating your way through all the various add-ons and upselling that they attempt to do when booking. And by the way, when paying for any Ryanair flight departing from anywhere other than the UK, like this one for example, at the point at which you enter your payment details, Ryanair will automatically default to their exchange rate when converting, say, euros into pounds. It will always cost you more if you do it this way with their rubbish exchange rate. So, yeah, opt to pay in the local currency, i.e. euros, and it will save you money. It's just another sneaky way of making a few quid for Ryanair, isn't it? I'm not sure how they get away with it, to be honest. This example in particular doesn't seem very transparent. But yeah, do you know what? If I can save anyone a couple of quid by mentioning this on this video, then I've done my job. And please let me know. Of course, you can always donate that saving to my Super Thanks fund on here or my Ko-fi page, the details of which will be coming up shortly. Anyway, yeah, talking about money, the completely basic fares with no add-ons and no Ryanair cheeky currency conversions added onto them either was £13.60 from Liverpool to Dublin and €17.99 from Dublin to Birmingham, and that last one worked out at £15.33 with my bank's better conversion rate. So yeah, total flight prices therefore were £28.93. Not bad really, a couple of enjoyable flights for under 30 quid. And there were some great cloud shots here as we approached Birmingham Airport this evening. We turned left to land over the A45 Coventry Road into runway 33. With both front and rear doors being used, I was one of the last to disembark. I thank the crew, as usual.
Thank you very much.
Cheers guys, see you later.
Ciao, ciao.
And made my way down the stairs, across the ramp and through to arrivals. Right, Birmingham guys, yeah. So I've just got to make my way to the railway station, and what I'm going to do is when I get there I'll just give you a summary of what I thought about today, and maybe you could let me know what you thought about it as well. I'll catch you in a minute. Right then guys, a slight change of plan to the summary, because as you can see I am not at Birmingham International Railway Station. I am back here at home in Shrewsbury, and yeah, got through arrivals at Birmingham International real quick, and I was able to get on an earlier train with a couple of minutes to spare, so I wasn't going to turn down that opportunity. And yeah, I reckon I got back into Shrewsbury pretty much exactly 12 hours after I left this morning. Now, what did you think? Did you think that it was a totally pointless waste of time? And I would not blame you if you did. You know, I could have easily just headed up into town and had a pint or two there, and it would have been a lot cheaper as well, wouldn't it? Having said that, I don't think it was a particularly expensive day out. You know, some people choose to go to a theme park or the football, for example, and I'll tell you what, I bet that they spend more money than I did today. What I'll do is I'll just post up here just a detailed account of the trip, and yeah, everything I did, and I paid for all the flights, train tickets, food and drink. And would you do this trip? Do you think it's good value for money? Do you think it's interesting or not? Again, let me know in the comments below. I'd like to thank you for watching anyway, and hope you can join me on another adventure soon. As always guys, cheers for now.